Hi, I'm here at the Mass General. Anne Marie's been in intensive care for a week and 3 days. The first night she was here, I spent the night. The second night I was here, I spent the night. And I came outside to get some air, which she wasn't expecting to live through the night. They told me to contact the chapel and prepare ourselves for her death. So I come outside here. There's a gentleman over here. I had no money on me, no wallet. We both got rushed in the ambulance here. I come outside here. There's a gentleman standing over here at the wall. A black gentleman. He had a black shoelace with a white rope cross, like when they're from the Navy or something. And I came walking down and he said, Sir, come over here. And I walked up to him. I said, buddy, I have no money. He had a sealed case of Poland spring water, totally sealed. I offered him my sunglasses. He says, I don't want your sunglasses. I don't want anything from you. Did I ask you for money? I said, no. And then he says, do you have somebody in dire need? And I says, yeah, my wife's knocking on death's door. She's supposed to not make it through the night. He says, the only thing I want from you is your hands. Grab my hands right here. And I got all tingly, all goose pimples. Shut his eyes and smiled and recited from the Bible, a scripture, praying for me and my wife and my son. Then he turned to me and he says, get a bottle of spring water. I says, it isn't open. He says, open it and take a water. So I opened the case of spring water, took one out, made sure there was no holes in it. I don't know the gentleman. Make sure the cap is sealed. And I walked over here. I turned and I said thank you. And I walked over here near the crosswalk over here. And I turned back and the gentleman had disappeared into thin air with 30 gallons of water. Must have been 30 pounds of water, because the cases weigh a lot. I turned around over here. I got scared. There was nobody. Nobody was here. Nobody. He disappeared in thin air. He was standing right here. This is where he stood. Now there's cameras on this whole thing. I've asked many gentlemen. I've asked security. I need someone to go on and look on that time and day to see if there's actually a person standing here, or I'm talking to nobody and water just appears in my hand. I can't explain it. It's unexplainable. But when I walked away, he says, don't worry, brother, things are looking up for you. Another gentleman just collapsed in my arms out here, over here near the cigarette thing. And I had to call 911. Across the street over near the bike cage, he collapsed. His eyes were all bloodshot red, bad red, like bleeding, and he couldn't breathe. I don't know what's going on with me, but my wife is recovering now. I've been in the chapel. I haven't been in the chapel. I've prayed to God in over 25 years. I've been on the other side of God, unfortunately. But I've been awakened, or whatever you want to call it. I've been touched by an angel, evidently, because the man disappeared. So I have the spring water bottle. I didn't open it. I wrote, do not open. It's sealed. And when my wife walks out of the hospital, we're going to spray it all over ourselves and drink it. Because that's where it's at right now. I can't explain it. Somebody told me that he does appear here to people in dire need. A little short guy, about 4 feet tall, told me that story. But I've been asking everybody. Nobody's seen him. The security didn't see him that night. I asked, did you see a guy carrying 30 pounds of water? He said, no, I only seen you here smoking where you're not supposed to. So I don't know what's going on in my life. Maybe it's a good to finally pray and find a calling, or I've already spoke to every nationality out there and had them pray for me and Ralph and Anne Marie, because she was on death's door. She flatlined once and they brought her back to me. We've been together 34 years and she's part of my life. Just so everybody knows, I want the message to get out there. I've tried to get it on WROR. I guess when I told them the story, it was too long. But we need to get it out there. There's an angel that comes down around here, people. Thank you for listening to me.